They're two cores. AK-47 assembly. There you go.
I got a whole lot of me upstairs.
Do they miss me at home? Do they miss me? 'Twould be an assurance most dear to know that this moment some loved one is saying, I wish he were here. Too few of the group at the fireside are thinking of me as I roam. Oh yes, 'twould be joy beyond measure to know that they miss me at home, to know that they miss me at home. When twilight approaches the season that ever is sacred to some, does someone repeat my name over and sigh that I tarry so long? And is there a chord in the music that's missed when my voice isn't there? A chord in each heart that awakens and keeps me in vigilant prayer, and keeps me in vigilant prayer. Do they set me a chair at the table when evening's home pleasures are nigh? When the candles are lit in the parlor and the stars in the blue azure sky, and when the good nights are repeated and all lay them down to their sleep, do they think of the absent and want me and whisper good night while they weep, and whisper good night while they weep?
Charles, have you checked out the horses? Are they ready for the battle?
We've already checked out their feet. I've already given them the grain. They've been watered twice, and I've given them the hay already, so they're doing fine. I've checked. There's no apparent loose shoes or anything like that, so we're in good shape.
Okay, very well. Well, we're ready to go. Let's harness up.
Okay, sir.
My name is Steve Cameron. I'm from Blaine, Tennessee, and I build carriages for a living. We reproduce Civil War artillery. We've brought with us today a 12-pound field howitzer. This is a bronze gun that weighs 788 pounds, shoots a 12-pound projectile, shoots exploding shells, or case shot, another exploding round, or canister. The most deadly round from this gun is canister. It shoots 48 1-inch iron balls. So when the enemy is within 400 yards, you switch to canister. We found from experience firing these rounds that the group is approximately 1/10 the range. So when the infantry line up shoulder to shoulder, 2 ranks deep, and each blast of canister would go through both men at 400 yards, and at 400 yards you would clear approximately 40 yards of the enemy line with each gun. Generally, these guns were in mixed batteries. You would have 4 guns, 4 6-pounder guns, and 2 12-pounder field howitzers. The field howitzers were very effective at close range. They were not so much so at long range. But when you got into a close range slugging match, at least in early war, a 12-pound field howitzer was ideal. The other advantage of the gun is it's 300 or 400 pounds lighter than than the other guns. It's much easier to maneuver, limbering and unlimbering and manhandling it in and out of ditches. We pull our gun with 4 horses. We've also used six horse teams. The regulation calls for 6, but it was very common to have reduced teams. We've also pulled this with 2 and 3. We attend events in the Western Theater primarily, but we've come to Gettysburg this weekend and have had a spectacular time.
he was going to capture Harrisburg, which is the state of Pennsylvania capital, and he was moving north. And Meade was shadowing him on the other side of the valley, and troops just actually came together at Gettysburg, and that's where the battle started. And that was the significance of Gettysburg.
Right, Gettysburg has 10 roads going into it. It's actually the county seat of Adams County. It's got 10 different roads converging into it, just like a wagon wheel with spokes. So any battle that was going to occur, northern Maryland, Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania, was going to happen in Gettysburg. Just for the fact that you want to constitute your army. If you're going to constitute your army, you need the roads, and all the roads led to Gettysburg. That's why the armies fought here.
We're the States Rights Volunteers Cavalry. We've been fighting here today, depicting General Lee's retreat. We've been covering that retreat against Yankee cavalry, and I think we successfully held them off. And part of our boys are here, but because it's so hot, most of them have gone back. We've sent most of them back to the column. Most of our guys are from Georgia, South Carolina, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, Texas, and all of the states, basically. All of them are volunteers. All of them portray a part here. And we do this because we enjoy doing it and also to preserve history. I'd let each one of them introduce themselves. Maria?
I'm Maria, Culpeper, Virginia.
Sure, stay well hydrated.
I'm Chelsea. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
John Yake, Major, New Oxford, Pennsylvania.
Sean Paul, Colonel, Georgia.
Frankie Schlimmer, Florence, South Carolina.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Twos, by the left flank.
By twos by left flank.
To the left, march.